Craig.
Mr. Jason.
You have something to tell me.
I sure do.
What is it? Is it a secret?
Nah, let's not keep it a secret. It's a social media sensational lead strategies with the superstar, Sandra Gebhart.
Ooh, I'm going to take that stick out of the pack and put it in my mouth and chew that for a while.
Chew that up. Blow a bubble.
Buckle up. It's the Insurance Dudes Podcast.
What's up, dudes?
Boom.
Oh,
We're
that
supposed-
hurts.
I know. I shot up, Craig.
You did.
He did. Right into Pee Wee Herman. Just whap.
I don't have the
I
same.
love it. You're outside.
Oh, yeah. This is what I do. Is it too windy?
No. It's not windy
All right.
enough in my office. I'll be totally honest.
Super. Now, my video will often do that. It'll often freeze up. So it's just my internet.
Okay.
That's okay.
We'll deal with it.
Yeah, we'll deal with
That's
it.
Montana. Right over here.
I noticed something about myself, and then we'll go into this, that when I get excited on the camera, I start doing this thing. It's kind of like I'm
I do
wagging.
too.
Like, it's fun. Can you do it, Sandra?
I'm trying to. Just keep freezing.
There we go. There we go. All right, we're all good.
I can take my glasses off.
Well, welcome to the Insurance Dudes. We've been trying here for a while, huh?
We got it.
We
Got it.
got it.
We got it. We got it.
No more babies for a while.
Can I lay my glasses
Ever.
on? Super bright out here.
All good.
Either
Yeah.
one.
Either one, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Well-
Sandra,
Sandra Gebhart.
how are you doing?
Doing good.
Good. So tell us a little bit about you got your hands full these days, it seems like.
Yeah, I try to stay pretty busy. So, yeah, I'm running a digital marketing agency, having a blast doing it, loving working with my clients, and it's so cool to watch my clients' businesses grow and the people who are getting our leads, watching their businesses grow, and it's fun. It's fun to be part of a big team from this little town in Montana.
That's awesome. So take us back. What got you into this? What were you doing before doing this?
Oh, it's such a dramatic story. It's like we need
love it.
a dramatic the movie theme.
I'll do it. Okay, cue the music now.
Cue.
I'm doing it.
All right. So I actually, way back in my 20s, I started into I worked with a team roping association, and I helped them grow that association to about the third largest in the United States. It was super fun, traveled all over. I used to announce the rope-ins, so I get to talk unlimited all day long. Super fun. And
That's awesome.
moved down to Texas, got a job with another company in the equine industry, and then my mom was like, well, you need to grow up, come home, and get a real job. So joke's on her. So I came back, worked in a couple different offices. I am like the absolute last person you want working in your office. I'm like, okay, you guys have done this for 75 years this way, but this is what we should do. We should do it this way, and this will be so much more efficient. So
I love that.
my mom was talking one day about starting an insurance agency, and I was like, okay, let's do it. I'll go figure out how to do it. So I started looking for somebody that was hiring. Nobody was hiring. I kept just showing up at this guy's office. It was kind of a family friend of ours, and I was like, can I work here? And he's like, no. I was like, but can I work here? And he was like, well, come in. If you sell some stuff, then you can work here. And then he gave me a paycheck. So I was a cold caller. Can you guys imagine that I can just get somebody on the phone and have a conversation with them? And how that's hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah, that's very difficult.
So I called everybody in our town, and I was like, okay, well, I ran out of people to call. What do I do now? And he's like, I don't know. So I found out about lead gen, and I was like, well, this is like shooting fish in a barrel. So I started, I signed up for a course, started generating my own leads, went in, decided to start my own office. My mom left, decided not to do any of it. So got married in the meantime, and we started our office, and everything we did was off of the leads I generated. But Darren was diagnosed with a brain tumor about 4 or 5 months into our first year of business. And we actually found out at an Allstate, we had won trip to Mexico for life insurance sales. So we found out there, came back, and I lived 45 minutes from where my office was. And we had to start going down to the Mayo Clinic, and then we had to make a lot of changes on his health. So I was away from the office a lot. It doesn't matter, really, kind of what I learned was it doesn't matter how many leads you have if you don't have a solid team. And us being so new, we couldn't even dream of having a team like that. The gals we had working for us were absolutely amazing, but without us there, it wasn't really working out. So Darren got the brain tumor out in December of that year, and I signed the paperwork to sell the business the day he was in surgery. Actually, they sent the paperwork that day. I had to, because of the captive company I was with, I had to still be in the office for like another month. So I'm out there, and in the meantime, I was trying to figure out, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I didn't really want to. I was pregnant with Gage at the time, and I didn't really want to have to make that commute. He would have been at daycare for like 10 hours a day, just to seem ridiculous. And it dawned on me that I had this skill set. So I was like, all right. So I joined Ad Agency Hustle and got locked in with Rob and Bobby, and they just pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. And I was able to start doing lead generation on Facebook from the comfort of my home or outside. I like to be outside. So a lot of times I've got Gage will be playing over here and I'll be on a call like this.
That's awesome. And what year was that you got rid of the agency and all surgery and everything?
That it'll be 2 years this December.
Okay. So
it took a while to get the agency side of things up and running. I after we sold I officially was able to walk away like the middle of February. So yeah, it's been exclusively for about 1.5 years, the lead gen.
So would you say, looking back, that you're doing more of what you want to do now?
Yeah. It's, the lead gen was my favorite part of the office anyway.
Yeah.
It's just so much fun.
It is fun. I love that. I love that side of it. I can't do it that much right now. It takes a lot of time. Hence the reason why people like you are needed.
Yep, exactly. And I'll get the question a lot. People be like, well, why don't you just take the clients on yourself and take the whole package? And I'm like, because I love being inside of Facebook. I love and the other platforms that are out there. It's just so fun to try to figure it out. I mean, what other business? There's no roadmap. They don't teach you. They're not like, this is how you run Facebook ads, but you have to kind of figure it out. And it's so cool. For me, I love it. Like, I'll launch a campaign and then I'll wake up in the morning and I'll be like, did it hit? Did it not? What happened?
Right.
So it's just fun.
So your ad agency, is it primarily working for loan officers and for insurance agents?
Those are the primary focuses. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And talk about the services that you have available.
So the services that I have available are just lead generation. I'm trying to get the highest quality lead that I can. No matter who I'm working with, who I'm white labeling for, if I'm taking on private clients, all of the leads are 100% exclusive and they go just exactly to that one person. And it's just fun. It's just cool.
Well, what have you seen? I know that the cost of leads have gone up. The cost to create and produce each lead has gone up. Like what do you see happening in the future with that trend? And why? What's making that happen?
I think that part of that is there's more people in the space. More people are getting in. Now, Facebook just made some rules specifically affecting the mortgage side, but we'll see cost per leads drop. The other thing is, as somebody that loves to live and breathe the lead generation part of things, I'm always trying to figure out how to get a higher intent lead. So you can go in and get very cheap leads, but how much intent do they have? So I've really worked over a lot of different things, split tested a lot of things, and worked up some really cool different ideas where I'm seeing a lot higher intent, which is always fun. It's always better. So I always challenge people to look at cost per lead as more of a, how is it working for your office? And I can give the same leads to, you guys just both nodded at the same time. That was awesome. Sorry. Very cool. I can give the same leads to two totally different people, and it will close. It'll go two totally different ways. It still baffles me. I like to do a lot with sales scripts and really teaching my private clients how to nurture a lead, how to work it. It's not a lot of people wake up every morning and they're like, I really hope somebody calls me about insurance today. I want to talk about deductibles. I want to coverage. It's going to be awesome.
I want to know the ins and outs of liability. Oh.
Right. And I hope they talk super technical to me the whole time. That's what I want to do today. I hope they call me. Right. So we have to remember that everybody's just a person, and we're all just trying to pay our bills and work and have a life. So what's important to you in that second might not be important to somebody else, but just reminding them that you're there.
Yeah.
And I'll do crazy stuff. I'll drop a gift to somebody that's just like ridiculous and be like, hey, I'm still here.
Now, you brought up a good point. So you're trying to go for a higher intent lead. In the past, I've done the higher intent leads. And then I've done the cheap leads, and then keeping it in a system that hopefully generates. So how do you do that? Do you still keep that information, and you're, sending out a drip campaign and trying to get them to generate calls and stuff like that?
When I had my office, man, I ran leads for name, email, and phone number. That's all I needed to get them. Like I'm like the old guys at rodeo. I'm like, back when they bucked. It just if I got your name, email, and phone number, I was always up in your business. Just contacting people. I would find people on Facebook, and I would ask them, how things are going with their kids' soccer practice. It's so much more than just having a lead and then being like, well, I called them twice at noon and they didn't answer. You can really get involved. You guys, we have all the tools in the world to completely get involved. Like, I totally feel like I'm your guys' friends. We've never met in person, but I'll slide in every now and then. I'll be like, Craig, what's up? How's it going?
Yep.
And just check in with people, because everybody's putting their whole world out there. So why not go and be part of their world a little bit? Go in and request and the other thing you can do is qualify a lead through Facebook at times. So I always coach on going through, if Craig fills out my form and I go to his Facebook profile and he just got divorced and fired from his job and his dog ran away, is he in a place right now to be talking about his insurance? No, not or let's say that he just had a baby a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Now's a great time to be like, people are like, talk to them about life insurance. No, talk to them about their baby and how tired they are.
Yeah.
Create a relationship with them a little bit. So you can actually go in and interact with people that are coming through your office, coming through your region, and remember that they're a person, that they're human, that they want to not just feel like you're what makes insurance agents different than 1-800 insurance is you're a person. You're trying to feed your family too. So why not talk to them in that same manner? That's the kind of coaching approaches I take.
That's the number one thing that we tell agents in our agency is when you're doing a quote, don't talk about insurance. There has to be a point in time where you're not talking about insurance. Like you're talking about your life, like just what you like, what they like. That's the only way you're ever going to win. I mean, same with interviewing. Interviewing is a sale. I was just talking to another agent about this. You're selling people on working for your agency. So you better have all the key benefits, what makes you different, just like you do with anything that you're selling. And like part of it is don't talk about the job, like talk about yourself. I always say, man, I obviously when kids are involved, if they have kids, I'll go off on a tangent. It's like so good. That connection, you got to find those connection pieces.
And putting yourself out there and being a little vulnerable with your own life. A lot of people are like, I don't want to use my I don't want to use my personal Facebook for business. But what does that even mean?
Right.
Like, I don't get what you're saying.
Like, I don't have my personal page. What?
Yeah,
what
you don't have to change your relationship to it's complicated every day. Like, don't be dramatic.
Right.
let people into your life. Let them see what it's like to be around you, to do business with you, to work with you. I talk all the time. I'm a huge proponent of organic Facebook. It is the number one tool. It's better than a billboard. Nobody's ever going to convince me otherwise. And a funny story, I was in for that guy, right? And that August, I was actually opening the doors on my office the day that I found out I was nominated for Best in Billings as an insurance agent. I wasn't even an insurance agent. I was a sales producer. And had I not been opening my doors that day, I would have had to call the paper and been like, I'm actually not qualified to win your award. But I had created such a persona on Facebook as I marketed myself as Sandra Gebhart Insurance as a salesperson for, blank insurance. I felt like it was important to market myself because I was the one that was calling these folks and I was the one that was really having the conversations with them and I was selling them on me, but then I wasn't going to let them know anything about me. It didn't feel right. But your organic Facebook can be so helpful.
It's the ultimate long-term drip, right? Like you're constantly doing something funny, then something with business and as a strategy, because you're the people that are going to sign up with you, if they're not ready, they're not ready, right? Like you can call them, you can interrupt them, cold calling and maybe you can put them in a headlock and close them. But the ones that, at some point there is going to be a need, right? At some point, the person they're with is going to do something, is going to drop the ball. They're going to have a claim. It doesn't go well. Something is going to go wrong. And I mean, if somebody tells me they're not using their personal Facebook, I'm like, that's insane talk because you have up to 5,000 friends that you can put in there that you get to drip on your own list forever, right?
However you want.
Until they post something political and then I buy.
I'm a big fan of Yellow Pages ads. Now, how does Facebook ads compare?
It's basically the same.
Yeah.
Bill, really is. You do billboards, magazines, and Yellow Pages, right? Right.
And a park bench.
Yeah. Shopping carts and bus signs.
You get the little thing
that's
the divider for the groceries in the supermarket and put your name on that. Because I started just writing down. Like they're like, oh.
Do you think anybody who's listening right now, they're going to be bummed out? Like, I do that.
Yeah.
Now, any marketing's better than none.
That's true.
Disclaimer, we'll put a little asterisk in the corner. Disclaimer.
If you want to increase your close ratio or your I don't know, clients by, 3 million%, try Facebook. Try it. If you're doing those other things.
Exactly. One one thing that I used to do is I had a hit list. So we talk a lot about generating leads for mortgage lenders or car lots and things like that. I put together a hit list of the top 5 people in my community that were the biggest players I wanted to be around. So you can sort friends on your friends list. I put them in their own, and I made sure that I was commenting, interacting. If they were going to a chamber event, guess what chamber event I was going to? And what I did was I just all of a sudden would pop up in person every once in a while. I'd always be in kind of their news feed, just hanging out, saying fun things. And then all of a sudden they were like, "Oh yeah, Sandra," you know, like I'd show up to chamber events.
You're everywhere.
Like, "Oh, hey, Sandra," and I'm like, "Oh hey," you know.
Oh, what are you doing here?
You would be amazed at the amount of referrals you can get by just strategically using your Facebook to interact with people and celebrate their lives and their wins. And again, you're just always kind of there. You're like that kid in high school that was just always kind of there, and he was like everybody's friend, but you never knew who like brought him into the group. He was just there. That's who you want to be.
That's a really cool strategy. Little tactic. What? So you sort. You said the top 5 or top 10 or whatever, right? Some number, and you can sort the people.
Yeah. So you can go on. I can shoot you a Loom video on it. You can drop it in the group. But it's super simple. On the left-hand side of your home screen, it'll have friend list. And then you can go in, like I had one that was, I called it my hit list. Then I had mortgage lenders, real estate, anybody that I wanted to interact with, and you can just sort them. So then when you want to interact with those people, which you want to do every day, instead of having to scroll through Facebook and find them, you could just click your hit list, and that's the only thing you'll see in your feed is the people on your hit list.
Huh.
I think that is the nugget. The big nugget right here, because this is so, everything is always the same, right? What used to works now. It's just different. Like, and that is the same thing as going to the Chamber of Commerce. This is the new way. I think that would be a great exercise for any insurance agent or any business owner out there to really start leveraging Facebook for free.
Are we doing a challenge? Is this a challenge?
Heck yeah, it is.
I think you should put a little sound bite that goes woo, like a little feature.
Dude, you're doing too much work.
The challenge nugget. Are you ready?
That's
for
the second sound bite I got to search for now.
No, it's tough. Here, put a clap in the middle so you can find it on the audio. That really is great, though. I love it, and it's so simple.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sandra, speaking of nuggets, what are a couple other little nuggets you could drop for insurance agents out there that could help their business?
One thing that I see a lot of captive guys doing is using a captive Facebook. So captive insurance agent, captive insurance name. And you don't have much control there. Then you're kind of bound by different rules depending on who your carrier is and compliance and all of that stuff. So I don't know if you guys have heard about compliance before. It's where they take all the fun out of everything you do.
The company that we speak, which we won't mention their name, they're really loosey-goosey. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, those guys are usually pretty laid back, pretty easy to work with.
Yeah.
What ideas do you have? What do you want to do?
There's a few things you can do. One, I definitely think that everybody should have their own page. Again, mine was Sandra Gebhart Insurance. It's still active, so I can show when I coach. I just show it. And don't put your phone number on it like I did. It was like a hack that I had for like a minute, and it got denied. I digress on that. Don't do that. But anyway, have your own page.
The thing you showed me, right, Sandra?
Yep. So what you don't want to do is you can't mention your captive company, but you don't need to. Brand yourself. Brand what you're doing. Brand that you sponsored a Little League team. Put stupid gifts up there if that's your style. If you're super professional, I guess is the word. I had to look for the word professional, you guys. If you're super professional and that's your style, put up super professional stuff. If you've got a picture of Pee Wee Herman on your wall, put a picture of Pee Wee Herman up. Like,
I don't know anybody with Pee Wee Herman.
You know, be true to who you are and don't make it just, you know, well, today I saved $700 on insurance for a guy.
Right.
You know, people can't put themselves in that post. Put a little bit of your swagger in there, a little bit of your personality. And I have great engagement with the stupidest stuff. Like, you put salt on your watermelon. People want to get involved in that conversation. It's a safe conversation. It's ridiculous. It's silly. And people get involved. If you ask people for their opinions, they will get involved. One insurance agent out of Atlanta put one day, did you know that red cars cost more to insure than white cars? And everybody was like, what? He's like, I'm just kidding. That's not true. But that's what his wife did. He was just messing around. But it has so much engagement and it's fun. You know, people just want to have fun. Insurance is not all that fun.
No, that's why we had to do this.
Yep, exactly. You guys are bringing some fun to it. And there are ways that you can actually take your existing friend list and convert that to likes on your page. And, you know, if you guys want me to go through that or whatever, but it's a super easy Google search and it doesn't change your Facebook page. It just brings over some automatic likes. So you have some,
can you repeat that process?
How to bring the page over?
Yeah. So like if somebody's already brought all their people over to a new page, can they do that again to a different page?
No.
It's just one time only?
Thing.
What about if they delete that page? Can they redo it?
I don't know.
I don't either.
You can try it.
So I'm hearing that you're suggesting everybody deletes their page?
It's well, and you want to keep your captive page.
Just kidding.
For your captive people. But no, you can go in and do that. What the reason that I always say to do it is, I don't know if you realize that Craig did it and you liked his page automatically. It just takes your friends list and they like it automatically. So instead of having a page with 0 likes, you have a page with, 4,000 likes.
Yep.
It's true. True story, and it's a knowledge bomb.
Knowledge bomb.
And it's a super, super easy deal. I wouldn't drag your feet on doing it because they keep saying they're going to take it away. They haven't, but
so that's let's go backtrack a little tiny bit, because one of the things that when I said backtrack, Jason just rolled his eyes. He's like, oh no, but so one of the things that a lot of agents try to do is, because I think we're so squirrely and we get, oh, there's another new thing here. Where's the secret? Oh, there it is over here, right? And so they're always chasing the perfect leads or whatnot. And myself included, it's happened to me. And so they want to do it themselves, right? And so they figure, oh, I don't need a Sandra, or I don't need, XYZ, or I need a Bobby or whatever, right? I don't need these people. I can do it myself. And what they don't realize is not only do they have to learn all the stuff that constantly changes anyway, because once you have it set up, it's not going to be like that next month, right?
Yeah, or next week.
It's not just learning Facebook. It's learning Survey Gizmo and Wufoo and lead pages and all these other things. I mean, I tried to do it. I spent a whole weekend. I had to take the gun out of my mouth on Monday and put the tail between my legs and just be like, I'm getting somebody to do this because I can't do it. It's I mean, it's a full-time job.
It's
a full-time job. Yeah.
Okay, here's one question. What are your least favorite things that people ask you when they're going to sign up with you to do lead gen?
Oh, dude.
I can imagine what they are, but what are they?
Yeah. People, on the white label side, I've been working with a lot of digital agencies, and I have a guy called the other day and he's like, I'm going to do 2-week free trials. And I'm like, awesome. And he's like, so we went through my pricing points and everything. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to send you an invoice. And he's like, yeah, but I'm doing 2-week free trials. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not.
Right.
So he just automatically assumed if he did a 2-week free trial, then I'm not even sure. I think he expected that I would be paying the ad spend as well. I'm not sure where he was headed.
Right.
That's crazy.
But again, that's why I brought so much coaching into my private clients as well, is when we're signing up, I start hearing things like, well, are you going to ask for their name, email, phone number, birthday, their spouse's name, their kids' names, their year, make, model of their, ask for all that, right? Did you catch all that? Okay.
you were going in and out, but I knew what you were saying.
Yeah.
Every little detail.
Yeah, you still have, it doesn't matter how qualified the lead is. It doesn't, if it's a live transfer lead, still have to have your sales game on point, your processes in place to be able to close any of that. So
totally.
I think in this market of, we can generate you exclusive leads of people that are filling out forms and giving you their information. A lot of times people automatically assume, well, great, I'll call them in between my appointments and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you called. Here's my information and I would like to sign up today.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of staying in that mindset of there's no golden bullet. You still have to go out and have conversations and qualify people. And are you going to be able to close 100% of them? No. You're not. If any of us were generating leads where you could close 100% of them, you wouldn't be able to afford them.
Right. True.
So
yeah,
there's that side of it.
And I don't think a lot of people understand too. They're always looking for that silver bullet or whatever. But like when you buy leads from a lead generation company, it's like used car salesmen. You like they're Frankensteining pieces of information together. A lot of times we'll get leads and it's like, it's a totally different address, different cars and all this stuff. But like the bottom line is this, you got the person on the phone. Who cares? Like,
have a conversation with them.
Have a real conversation. Yeah, I know. That's what's like, who cares about all the other information? It's almost better to not have that other information so you can talk.
Yep. And I do think that one of the things, I think had the follow-up systems that are available today been available 2 years ago, I do think we would still have our agency, because you're able to warm up a conversation in a manner that you're able to do it where it feels like it's coming from you and you don't have to do it. And that's just huge. So a lot of times a mistake I'll see agents make is they'll be like, okay, well, I want to do a 2-week free trial. Or, I'll do the lead generation side, but I don't want the follow-up. Or I'll do the coaching side, but I don't want the follow-up or the leads. You really need to decide if you want to go down this road of having somebody generate leads for you, that you are fully bought into the whole package. Otherwise, it's kind of like buying a car and being like, well, okay, we're just going to take the 3 wheels for now. And then if it drives well, we'll add that 4th one on. You're not going to get anywhere.
Right. Yeah, there's the equity.
That was a killer analogy right there.
It was.
Killer.
Yeah. Came up with that right now.
It's the whole kit and caboodle that works.
That was live.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people poo-poo on, internet leads or anything like that. And it's like, because they've dipped the toe in and they haven't gone all in to where they're, using that data over and over again and building the snowball, building the machine. Yeah, they don't have the whole car.
It's the same as having a sales staff that's like, well, I'm only going to make cold calls 3 hours a day. And then I'm just going to finish. That's all I'm going to do. You have to buy completely into whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. Cool. So what's on the horizon for you? What are you excited
Ooh,
about?
man, I've got something I'm so excited about, but I can't tell you about it.
Oh,
Awesome.
So
can you
you
give
can
a
keep a
hint?
lookout for it.
How about a hint?
I can't.
can't
But
hint.
I've got some really cool things rolling. I partnered with some pretty cool companies.
Cool.
Working with a lead, actually an insurance lead gen coach right now. And his program's really taken off. It's been a lot of fun to be part of that. Watch it from the ground floor up. And then a couple other guys that I'm super excited to be working with, and that's about all I can tell you on that.
Is one of the people somebody who we failed to get on the show?
No.
Oh.
No, different space.
Oh, different space.
Different
Cool.
space.
Yeah. But
So you've
So you-
really branched out in the last 2 years. You're a part of a lot of groups now.
yes. Yep. So it's not in the skill sets that I continue to bring on have been pretty exciting with my coaches, and Rob Siegel's always pulling the stuff out of me I didn't know I had.
That's
So
cool.
it's pretty exciting. And then I'd like to just make sure that my toolbox is as versatile as it can be, and try to be as versed in each thing as I can. So started in on YouTube ads with Made You Look with Nick Ayers over there, and that's been really exciting. Getting into some Google AdWords stuff with some of the top guys there, and that's exciting. And so just lots of fun stuff happening.
And then for your side of it, for the agency side of it, lead gen and everything, it's the same concept. Like you have to be all in and doing all the different things, because at some point, Facebook is going to be a little weird or something. And then you need to have the diversity of that.
Yep, exactly.
We just talked to somebody about personal coaching too. And that is so key. It's so key to have accountability and trying to better yourself, because really the equity, this goes back to a conversation we had with Trey Llewellyn. The equity is in you. Like if at the end of the podcast, is so cool. He was talking about how if all the money was gone tomorrow, would you be okay? Like what? And it's everything that we've learned. And the more you learn, the less scared you are about stuff, because it doesn't matter, because tomorrow it's those relationships you built and those skill sets that you've learned. And it's like, dude, be totally fine. Like there's a lot of confidence in that. And it's so key to keep yourself accountable.
Yeah. If you don't have a business coach or somebody that's mentoring you, you can't move forward. I truly believe that you can't. And not your buddy that you can call and be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. And he's like, bro, that's a great idea.
Yeah, because he's a liar.
Like somebody that'll really put their feet to the fire and get to know you and invest in you. And like I said, I'm doing stuff that I never would have thought, because we're our own worst enemies, right? We're our own worst critic. Like
totally.
And it's just blown me away.
And
I was
just talking to one of our agents about that. It's the only thing that stops us in life is up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing. We're constantly battling with what we believe we can and can't do, or constructs that are just false. And it's like a constant battle that you need to continually be readjusting that. And I know some of the people that you work with, they're expensive. I mean, you probably invest a ton of money in yourself.
Oh yeah. It's so important. It comes back tenfold. If I was trying to do this on my own, I would be like, no, I wouldn't be here on a podcast with you guys. I wouldn't have the confidence to do something like that.
It is world famous.
It's world famous.
World famous.
They have a Facebook page and everything.
we have a Fossa book
Fash. And listeners on every continent. So,
what is the greatest piece of advice anyone's ever given you? Ever?
And everything.
And everything besides coming on the show, you can't.
Yeah, I mean that was good advice, but
yeah. It's not a sales pitch. It's just my true opinion is Ricky Hayter told me to sign up for Bobby Stocks' course.
That's awesome.
And truly, that Ricky's advice, I spent probably 3 hours with Ricky preparing for my interview with Bobby to be accepted into his course. Like I was that excited, that nervous. My negative voices were telling me that Bobby, I would be qualified to work with him. And then, you fast forward less than a year later and he's at my house interviewing me for his documentary. It just, him, and once you get in with the right mentor and whoever it is for you, once you get in with the right mentor, you can't get stopped. You just can't.
And his story's so cool too. I mean, yeah, going from being a cook and like not making much money, he made some bad decisions. Like he didn't let that stuff stop him. And now it's like the freaking sky's the limit for him. It's so awesome.
It's very powerful. You mentioned negative voices in your head. I mentioned them in mine. It's very powerful when you start getting around other people and realizing that it's not just you, and it happens every day. Last week, I felt bad for there's a captive agency that had made a bunch of changes, and I kind of felt bad for their clients or their what are they? Their business owner, business partners. I don't know what the name.
Let's just call them what they are: employees.
Employees. So I said, you know what, Captive Agents X, I'm going to do a free organic social media training for you guys today at 2. And everybody was kind of jumping on there. I was getting some traffic, had like 100 comments on it. I started that podcast Reddit too. He was on it. Not one person.
Oh,
and
really?
I was like, dude. And the negative voices were just like, this was stupid. You made yourself look like a fool. And I was ready to get up from my computer and right then, boom, I have no idea what I'm doing in digital marketing. I don't bring any value to anybody. Just boom, they'll just hate you out of the blue, And then 35 people got on and I calmed down. And
you know what's crazy? I saw that and I thought, how cool is it that she's doing that? And I wanted to jump on. I got sidetracked by probably some fire here or something. I remember there's something that went on, but like even just for me seeing that, I thought that was so cool. So how many impressions did you get from that you probably didn't see? But up to your point, when you go on there and there's nobody there, this thing starts telling you you're an idiot.
And then you can just let that spiral. But if you don't have those tools, we're talking about the toolbox. If you don't have those tools there, that could have, I could have just been like, I could have just let my mind take off and been like, I'm closing up shop. I'm going to go get fired from a secretary job. I'm a great interviewer. Terrible employee.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, it's just so powerful to, once you can have that freedom of being able to know that somebody's truly in your corner and truly has your best interest at heart. It's very powerful.
Yeah. And that can go through personal life, whether it's your husband, wife, the person that you hang out with, the person that you talk to. And it's important to keep those relationships highly valued and don't let the bad people in.
Yep. And it sucks. I have cut more people not out of my life, but I've let them fade out of my life. The naysayers, those people that have been around since high school, or your cousin, who you're like, can't take them off Facebook or my aunt will get mad, but you don't have to listen to them. You don't have to interact. And that's a tough decision to make sometimes, but going.
Because it could be somebody close.
Getting a little wind burst coming through here.
But you're an extension of those people you hang out with, right? I think, Jason, you just posted something the other day, a graphic about that, right? The 5 people, or I thought you did. Maybe not.
I don't know. Maybe not the 5 people, but you definitely have to be careful with what you let in, because it helps dictate what you do. I freaking hate the news. Like, I loathe it. Yeah. I don't listen to it. I can't deal with it. And I'm so much happier. Just like I'm so much happier when my wife doesn't watch The Real Housewives. I just even having that in the background.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Somebody will be like, "Did you hear about a horrific house fire the other day?" I'm like, "No, I didn't," and I was okay not hearing about it. You know,
it's not important.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally.
But
and
your
the
energy
side that you hear of it.
Yeah, you have to be so protective of your energy and your space. And it seems selfish to a point, but it's really not. And then you can really start dictating, you know, like I said, I have Gage at home. I like to work outside. I like to kind of be in control of my own schedule. And I've had clients in the past that are like, well, I can hear a baby crying in the background. I'm like, yeah, he's worked here for a year. So
yeah,
if that doesn't work for you, that's fine. That's totally okay. And that was a very big pivotal moment for me when I was able to say, this is me. This is who I am. I'm really good at what I do, but there's other people that are really good at what they do. So if we don't jive, that's fine.
And that's great. Like, that kind of self-confidence is really what's attractive to people. People don't get that. Like, I'm a big freaking nerd. And anybody that's hangs out with me, I make fun of myself. I like dumb stuff, like, and I know it. And the more I act like that and allow people to know how big of a nerd I really am, the better I feel. Like, it's kind of scary when you put on a different face, which I've done, especially working in insurance. I'm not like a real big insurance dude. Like, I hate suits and stuff like that. And when I wear a suit and I have to play that part, I don't like myself.
Yeah. It didn't take me long. Craig sent me my professional picture I have a blazer on.
Yeah.
It took me like a month and I was like, nah, dog, like Converses, black t-shirts, here we come. Like,
yeah.
I can't sell like that. It was like suffocating me every day.
Totally. Yeah, same here. Well, Sandra, thank you so much for this extended, awesome, long interview and dropping some bombs.
Serious knowledge nuggets, and we finally made it happen. So
yeah. So good.
Awesome. Thanks, Sandra. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
55% of insurance sales producers say that they have had little or no sales training. Us agents focus on marketing to drive activity and often overlook the sales presentation. Improvements in mindset, shifting focus, rapport, needs diagnosis, value building, creating buy-in, and overcoming objections lead to drastically better closing numbers. The solution? Enroll your team in September's Sales Summit offered by Agency Vault. We will even assess your team to see which of their sales steps need the most improvement. Head to agencyvault.com to sign up before it's full.
Hey, thanks for checking out the Insurance Dudes. Hey, please subscribe. We got some really great stuff coming out.